Welcome to our town hall. Hi, Nori. I see you. Martin, Joshua, Felix, Jason, Utah. I see Len, Heinz, Walter, Jonathan, our town hall. Hi, Nori. I see you. Martin, Joshua, Felix. So as everybody enters into the room and familiarizes themselves with the brand new interface, to dedicate it, maybe the first minutes to, you can, on the top right corner, you can go on a kind of gallery view and just look at other people. You can see their face, you can see their background they chose, you can see their facial expressions from all over the world. And I'm just gonna be silent for a minute. I'm just gonna let you, you can double, like if you see an person that's like you're curious about, you can double click on their image. No, actually, you can kind of see them a bit more clearly. So maybe just 1 minute of connection with everybody is in the room and feel how nice it is. Cool. All the someone said meditation sessions, like all the human potential, all the humans here. It's so great. I've been waiting for a long time so that we can all actually see each other, and I'm so happy we got to this place. And really thank you, the comms team that made this happen. Saying that, that's this is our first Zoom session, so expect things to break. We're gonna learn how to deal with this format and maybe some complications. And so let me share my screen. Welcome to the town hall number 11. I wanted to invite Chris Bard to the stage. Chris is a new product owner of Catalyst. He joined around a month and a half ago. Joined the team. He's been doing an incredible job, and I just wanted to have him say hi to you all.
Thanks, Dor. I'm wondering if everybody can see me. I've switched off my pin view, so I can't see myself. It always distracts me when I'm on Zoom. So hi, everybody. I'm Chris, as Dor said. I have the fancy title and honor of being product owner with Catalyst. And hi, everyone. What that means is, as the newest member of the team, I have the privilege of working with such excellent people, and the real privilege of being able to be part of something truly special. And it's you guys that really make up that what makes it special, really. We're creating the pipes and the roadways and the runways for you to then build the future. So my role as product owner, I've been, as Dor said, just with the team for a little over a month now. And it's really important to me. First things first, I've been a fan of Cardano since quite literally day one, probably like many of you here on the call, way before Catalyst was, around. I've been very passionate about all the work that IOHK were doing, and had it in my mind a couple of years ago that if I was going to step into the world of blockchain professionally, that IOHK would be where I would want to be. So it felt like a really good move, and I'm super happy to be here. What I find most important is that this whole mission of Catalyst really transcends what digital disruption is all about, and really at the core of this is Catalyst creating an engine for the future around how we make decisions and do something similar to what we've been doing, but in a very different way. And I think that's what I love the most about this. It's similar in the decisions, but we're contributing to collective decision making and intelligence through knowledge sharing, the power of the hive mind, and having that actually implemented through intuitive ways. So it's a real privilege to be able to be part of the team, and I hope that in time I get to work with many of you. My background is in innovation management. I've run accelerator programs. I've worked at high government level to develop national innovation platforms and funding, startups and technology companies, much like yourselves. And it's my real passion to look at empowering people and enabling people to be able to have access to resources and ways of doing things that they didn't have before. So I hope in time to meet many of you and help contribute to getting some of your projects off the ground and solving wicked problems with equally wicked solutions. So thank you.
Yeah. What a beautiful introduction, Chris. Welcome. Welcome to the town hall. Welcome to this community broadcast. And why don't you bring us home with the welcome message? And I'm just going to put it here so you can read it.
It is my pleasure. So welcome to the great experiments. Things may break. They may lack documentation, parenthesis, that's what we're trying to sort out at the moment, and differ greatly between iterations. Sometimes it might disorient you, it might overload us, but mostly we aim to inspire. And ultimately our goal is of Catalyst to provide a safe and lively environment for you and for all of us to explore the highest potential of human collaboration.
Yay.
That was so fun.
So, we're going to invite our, one of my favorite Catalyst funded proposers, Rob. It usually blows our mind every time. Rob, are you here? Well, I see you. I don't hear you. I think you're muted.
Yeah.
Oh, you were unmuted for a second.
You keep muting me and unmuting me. Have you had enough of me already?
Well, now we can hear you, and it's good to have you here. And you're a funded proposer. You were here a few months ago, I think a month ago around it, and you blew our minds. And it seems like you have more stuff to show us.
Always working. Yes. Do you have my presentation? Can you start it for me, please?
Yes. Here you go.
Shall I begin? Hello, everyone. So, yes, my name's Rob Gregg. Like Dor said, I've been here since Fund 1, and I managed to get my project and my team's project funded in Fund 3. If you can just click to the next slide, please. I was on the town hall back in the 5th of April, where I did part 1 of this demonstration. What my project is it's a front end on the blockchain, so it's an add-on to Visual Studio that through the CLI is able to communicate with the Cardano blockchain. So on demo 1, I demoed how to use the Blockfrost API on Visual Studio. So the link is there. And today I'm going to show how I interact with the blockchain directly using the command line. You can go to the next screen, please. So just before I start, I mean, lots of kudos to a lot of the community members that helped me with the API, with the Blockfrost API, and also with the backend, and in particular helped me with the CLI this time, Carl Solomon and Ola. Although I think a lot of people are having an easier time using the command line using Linux, but obviously I'm using Windows, so I was just struggling a little bit, and I'm surprised that it's taken so long to get so far, but I've definitely cracked this now. So am I okay to share my screen?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, I'm disabled.
Try again.
Nope. It's going to be a very short demo. No.
I think you need first to remove you're already sharing. Somebody's already sharing this.
Ah, yes. Door. I think already sharing.
Try now.
Ah, here we go. Yes. Okay. So let's share this. All right. I think I'm on the wrong screen. Can you see the command line? It should be really, really colorful. What I've had to do is what you're actually seeing here on the left-hand side. I know it's really colorful and probably hard to read. Is a text file with a lot of commands. It's a bit of a scripting language that I wrote myself to read in files, read out files. But basically, when you get a hold of this code, it should be pretty straightforward to work through. All I'm going to basically do is click on different commands. Now, what you're looking at the moment from this command line, if I click query testnet, for example, you can see the little red icon. That's now what's actually happening is the Visual Basic interface is talking directly via the Daedalus testnet, although it also works with the mainnet as well, and it's communicating with the blockchain via this node because the Daedalus node is actually a full-blown node, so everybody will have access to download Daedalus and communicate with the blockchain. So this is the testnet here. I'm very poor, I only own 37 ADA. So what we can do with this currently, as we will see, we can just bring my notes up. We can create payment keys, which is really important when you want to start sending payments to people. We can create policies, we can mint new assets, and there's 2 types of assets we can mint. We can either mint a coin or we can mint an NFT, and the same with policy. We can do policies that are open forever, or we can do time-locked policies, which are really useful. And all that is within this code. So when people get hold of this code via GitHub, you'll be able to do all this. And obviously, because it's in Visual Studio, so if you need to create 100,000 NFTs, whatever you want to do, and pull everything together, you can quite easily do that. So I've got a very quick demo today. What I'm going to show you is just how I'm going to send some ADA. from one address to another address. So the first thing I do here, I click on here, and what I'm actually doing now is querying payment address. And you can see this payment address here. You probably not very clear, but it has 3 entries within it. The second one actually contains an NFT, but I'm going to use the first one. So I'm going to use the first one, which contains about 83 ADA, and I've configured this via a little notepad file. I'm going to send 21 ADA. So the first thing I do is read in the value 21. I read in a payment address, a send address. Again, there's just a bit of scripting. We then build a raw transaction, which is what's happening here when that's finished. Okay, so the raw transaction is working out a minimum fee. So I'm calculating now the minimum fee on the blockchain, which will come back, and we can see there is 175,489 Lovelace. We need to hold that in a variable because we'll be using that pretty soon. We then query the testnet again for the settings, and what I'm actually doing now that's come back here, I know you can't see this, but at the bottom here, it's told me what the latest slot and the latest block is. I am just going to add a few hundred to the latest block, to the latest slot, sorry. So when I commit this transaction, it has really 200 blocks to commit. I am now going to build a raw transaction saying that I want to send these 21 ADAs. I'm going to sign the transaction. Here's a lot of steps to go through. It's all there though. You're just clicking buttons or just pressing it. And then the very last step, I will bring this here, hopefully, when I press submit the transaction. I'm going to have to bring that up pretty quick. Okay, so that we should now see here, and that's finished. Let's pull that up here. Okay, so that's submitted. So we're now, oh wow, look at that, 21, 717, 77. That arrived before I could even send it. I mean, how good's that? And that that concludes my presentation. If you could go to the, if you could start sharing again, Dor, and go to the next slide. So that was my funded presentation. In Fund 4, I know we're currently going through voting, well, we will be going through voting of Fund 4 and Fund 5. I do have, the next slide, please. I do have a very similar proposal, but instead of Visual Studio, it's Visual Studio Code. Sounds the same, but it's a completely different interface. If you could vote for me for that, I will do the same thing for Visual Studio Code. I'd be much appreciated, that my team. And if you go to the final slide, Dor. So Fund 3 is at the top. That's what I've just demoed. Fund 4, please vote for me. Fund 6, as you can see there, the island is coming pretty soon. You will all find out about that pretty soon. I've got quite a big team and partners working on that. I cannot wait to share that with you very, very soon. That concludes my presentation. Thanks very much.
Rob, come on, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, okay, so little time, so many questions. Maybe one quick thing, like with the demo you showed us, right, with these various commands.
Yeah.
What is some kind of, let's say, a certain command that is like maybe not that easy for a regular user to use, like with Daedalus, or that is like now that they have access to, like if they download your software?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're sending any kind of transaction, especially if you're sending, let's say, an NFT, when you build up that command line, it's actually really, really difficult because you have to query the address. And when you go in the address, the example that I showed you had 3 queries on that. Now, the way that the Cardano address system works is you have to choose the amount of ADA from that list, and you have to make sure that you have enough ADA that you're sending. You then have to build up first of all, you have to build up this dummy transaction, like I said, and that then goes off and tells you how much ADA that's going to cost. So when that comes back, you then have to put all this back on the command line, but then you also have to do a bit of maths and take away your change that's going to be remaining back in your address. You have to put all this together. You then have to work out which slot you're going to put it in and send it all off. And yeah, there's a lot of steps involved, and I found this really, really difficult. I mean, it's taken me nearly a month to put this together. Now it's all done in code. I'm really grateful I never have to work all that kind of thing out again, because that was Einstein stuff. But the community really helped me to put that back together. So yeah, there is a deep learning curve, but not if you download the code. You just download the code and run it. Hope answers your question, though.
Amazing. From what I understand is that you can basically put like whole script, like abstract away a lot of the complexity. I just wonder, because you gave a lot of examples about making transactions that are you get in Daedalus, but like I wonder if there's like some kind of a neat feature that's like you can do through interface that most users that like don't have access to a CLI might be interested in.
Yeah, let's say, for example, you were building a game. This is a very good example. And within the game, you built up all these transactions and you wanted to reward people with NFTs as they were going along in real time. And this game was probably communicating with thousands of people at once. What you would do is you would need some backend software to either interface with your database or push information out. So in real time, an interface that you would write here, typically in a backend application, which would be Visual Basic, would talk directly with your application, do all the transactions and fire things out in seconds, which is something that you just couldn't do manually. Yeah, this is where the power of the enterprise solution comes in.
Wonderful. That's super great. I really hope you will do some kind of maybe a follow-up workshop or something, like for people interested to learn more. Anyway, if you want to be in contact with Rob or want to learn more or want to develop your own game using his software, you can see his Telegram and contact details. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. You can now mute me.
So next we have Joshua from ABCD, one of the original. Joshua is here with us from Fund Zero, actually. I'm going to, so like a fund with we have 5 like alpha participants, I believe. Let me share his video with my new sharing interface that I master so well.
Hello, everybody.
Wrong video.
Hi, this is Joshua Akpan. In 2019, we started Proof of Africa, which is an adoption driver for blockchain technology in Africa. And the essence of that, stake pool and the whole movement around Proof of Africa is to promote blockchain activity in Africa and encourage young people to explore the blockchain technology sphere and build solutions that are bespoke to Africans. And in 2020, we quickly realized that talking about blockchain technology wasn't enough, although the education materials were helpful in introducing newbies into the blockchain space in Africa. But we wanted to do more, so we started African Blockchain Center for Developers. The purpose for African Blockchain Center for Developers is not just to talk about blockchain technology, but also to put the tools in the hands of young people in Africa. And we are really happy for the support we received in the Cardano community, and our proposal was voted for, and we're happy to announce that this project has started. We launched in 31st of May, and we have 14 developers in Africa currently going through the Emogo program. And I want to thank everybody that supported this initiative. We're happy, and we hope to have these developers ready for, to build for Africa and to build solutions for anybody that needs them. So thank you for your support, thank you for your encouragement, and thank you for voting for African Blockchain Center for Developers, ABCD. Cheers.
Wonderful. Thanks, Josh. It's warming my heart to see the progress, and I mean, now when we Zoom, you can actually, I mean, you're just video, I can't talk to you directly, but would love if you can bring some of the developers along and share their story, share some of the challenges they're facing. I'm sure that would be part of us building even better, stronger ecosystem, right, for our developers. From watching the, developers entering the ecosystem and the type of challenges they have. So let me share back my slides. Okay, so thank you so much. I just wanted to, okay, so some quick public service announcements. We are nearing the snapshot, okay? So registration is almost over. I think basically the end time is June 11th at 11 UTC, so that's like on Friday. And at that moment in time, this is the moment where we will look at basically the wallet balance of the wallets you registered to calculate your voting power. So make sure your funds are there at that moment. And right after that, it will be a few days of us preparing for voting, and voting will start, and it will be short and sweet, 10 days. Okay. So also, proposers in Fund 5, get ready. July 6th, registration for Fund 5 begins. July 13th, voting for Fund 5 begins. Those of you who registered for Fund 4 don't need to re-register for Fund 5, okay? Your QR code, the same QR code, the same PIN code that you've been using for Fund 4 will work for Fund 5, so make sure to keep it. In progress so far. We're seeing we have 3 more days to go, but we almost got to the same amount of registrations that we got in Fund 3. And I think we're going to easily go above that and be like the largest, just continuing our trailblazing journey of being like the most highly engaged decentralized fund in this entire industry. And that's very exciting. And one of the big things that I would like to talk to you at the end of the town hall, and when we start the open space, is what we can do together in the last few days to really bring more people into to register for Fund 4. And maybe why is it so important is because I think registration and voting is the gateway for deep participation in Catalyst. Okay, this is probably for thousands, tens of thousands of people. This is how they first engage with the project, and it's a big opportunity for us as a community to bring these people to, they start as voters, but then they can, we can then help them in their journey to become community advisors, proposers, additional roles in the community, and just just learn about this amazing opportunity. I do want to ask you all, why are you voting? And to do that, I believe that people can just like write in chats that like, if someone has a really cool reason to articulate why is it important to vote, why is it important for him to participate in voting, just say in the chat, raise your hand in chat or say me, and we will unmute you and give you the stage. So, like, we kind of expect like short replies here, not like long speeches, but if something comes out, something I'm curious to know. See, Heinz got his hands up. Okay, I'm going. Okay, Chad, you're on.
Okay. Well, great. I tell you, the reason why I'm excited about voting is because I didn't find out about Cardano and ADA until, I don't know, it was like February or March of this year, right? So I feel like I was totally late to the game. And obviously I know we're still early in all this, but I'm just extremely excited about this community. And this will be the first fund I'm able to vote in. And I actually have a proposal for 5. So I definitely want to get out there and vote on what's here. Because I just think this community is fantastic, and I think all the different proposals I've seen in Fund 4 are great, and I definitely want to get my voice heard, if you will, for those. So that's why I'm voting.
Cool, thanks, thank you, Chad. Anybody else? Okay, one last person. Oh yeah, there's several. I see Tevo, I see Walter raising their hands.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I just read that someone wrote something about democracy. So you see, I'm a Swiss, and I'm used to go to the ballot every month. So, and then what I appreciate very much about Cardano is that this is now Swiss kind of democracy in a global scale. And so it's for me really very thrilling to be part of this process, to go into these many projects. Most of them I don't even understand, but still I have a chance to give a vote to the things I appreciated, which is important. And so in the end, I think everybody who participates in voting can claim for himself that he is part of whatever is the outcome, although I think almost nobody can really understand everything in all details. Maybe a few of the core guys, but it doesn't matter. So when, let's say in 10 years, Cardano is really the platform for more global exchange of transaction, etc., I'm happy to tell to my little children, listen, I also was part of this huge project. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Tevo, you want to? How can we unmute Tevo too? I'm actually don't have admin rights, I think, right now.
Oh, here we go. So I was about to touch the same point what Walter thought, to think about the future, where when we vote now together, everybody makes their decisions. We will have on-chain data to just look from the future back in what we do right now and decide and just see like how do we align what were good decisions, what were some maybe iffy decisions, because we don't know. It's just a huge experiment, and from that get the even higher collective knowledge where we should go next and make the next steps even more profound with the with the knowledge we have.
Beautiful. Thanks, Devo. Okay, Juan, and then I think we'll continue.
Straight to mute. Thank you, Dor. First of all, I want to thank you for what you're doing. It's awesome. It's been always since the first one. It's been always learning. That's one of the things that brings me here more than anything else. As Walter mentioned, it's more about learning than anything else. And the reason I'm voting is because I'm very excited about the opportunities that we are exploring for our kids and our families in the future, and solve the social problems that we have right now. I think that's key. We are actually tapping into the three identities, which are the financial, the individual, and the community. Those are very exciting because I happen to live in two different environments that I can see the difference between the financial, individual, and community identities. So I think it's key for me, that part. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, so the quick little experiment in just getting a bit of feedback, and I think at the end of the town hall we're going to have an open space, and we can just all talk about everything, and not just kind of a very well-defined question, which I find very exciting. Let me see if I can reconnect with the slides. Okay. So I won't spend too much time on it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that everybody that came here has registered. Only I want to add that Trezor support for Add a Light is being added as we speak. So probably tomorrow, those of you having a Trezor hardware wallet can use it to register to vote. Okay, so I think all of this information you know. We got a lot of people were a bit confused when they completed the registration and they saw on the app registration pending. Okay, so our apologies for not communicating clearly. When we say registration pending, we mean that part of the registration process has completed successfully. If you get the screen, all you need to do is wait for the snapshots and the start of voting, and you would see your voting power and you can start voting. Okay, so we will fix this. I don't know if for Fund 5, but definitely for Fund 6, that message would look more like a success message and not a pending message. And reminding you, no QR code saved, no vote, no PIN code saved, no vote. Saving your QR code and PIN code would make you eligible also for voting in Fund 5, probably also Fund 6, maybe even more. Don't lose it. Those of you using Yoroi, you might have a string that you can copy and not just like take a screenshot of the QR code. Keep that string. There's like software you can use to convert it to a QR code. So this is kind of like a nice backup. So keep it, and your Yoroi team will communicate about the kind of software that would create a registration compatible QR code. All right, my favorite. Okay, this is a great moment. Look at this swarm. We've been talking behind the veil of the Q&A interface for a while in the town halls, and now we're bringing you forefront to the stage. And without further ado, I just want to, I'll share the video, and I'm sure some members of the swarm are here, and maybe, you know, like at the end of the video, I'd love to invite you to comment on follow-ups. So here we go.
My name is Philip. I come from Croatia, and I've been a part of the Swarm and the Swarm sessions for maybe a month now, a little bit more than that. So one of the values of Swarm is onboarding, and this is a big deal because we're trying to get new people, like I was at a certain point, to come inside, make themselves feel comfortable in the community, and try to find their place. So good examples of onboarding are the two national communities that we have come into touch with, Israel Cardano community and Vietnam Cardano community. Israel Cardano community consists of 3,000 people. Their issue is that they're really not that familiar with the Catalyst process. So we're trying to build a bridge between this huge community, put them into Catalyst, and just, explore the options that we can do in that regard. Vietnamese community is even bigger. They consist of 4,000 people. The issue is that the language barrier is real between them and us. They're not really proficient in English, so we're trying to find a way to integrate with them. We're trying to put emphasis on some translation projects, and we're again trying to build a bridge between these communities and the Catalyst community.
My name is Marta, and I'm from Seattle in the United States, and I've been involved with the Swarm for about 2 months. One of the main core values of the Swarm is the idea of connecting. The Swarm is a collaborative, relation-based network in Project Catalyst. And the main goal is to propose a dynamic and adaptive multi-stream structure to the Catalyst community, where individuals, groups, and projects can use their maximum amount of potential to create common value.
Hello everybody, my name is Jacob from Germany, and I'm going to continue to present the core values of Catalyst Swarm. The next one is empowerment, and Catalyst Swarm aims to empower all participants by providing them a room to speak, encouraging them to participate and take leadership. And this is exactly what I witnessed during the last weeks that I've been part. I was invited to be a moderator and to host a room, to get to know all the people, and was really welcomed, which was a great experience. Added to that, all information is continuously shared after the sessions. So it's very transparent and everybody knows what has been going on. So a few core principles are that we have rotating hosts. So each session is a bit different, people can explore it. We have an open retrospective at the end where feedback is shared and everybody's opinion is heard. And this helps us also to improve the whole process. At the end, the sessions are recorded, which can be viewed via YouTube. The next very important principle is inspire. Swarm aims to inspire participants by encouraging diverse groups and interactive formats. And the whole process of Swarm is not a fixed state, but it's rather this fluid movement, and it's constantly evolving as an evolutionary mindset. We have different formats like workshops where people really work on something. We have meetings for communities and just hangouts where people can get to know each other and be inspired by all that is going on and the great ideas and minds that we have in our system. And to see what it kind of looks like and how this inspiring force is evolving, you can just look at this video right now.
The Swarm is working together.
We are killing it today, guys.
Okay, I'll start with something, because the reason that I come to Swarm sessions is so that I can get a look into the groups of people who are working on things that I have not been focusing on, right? I mean, I don't need to hang out with the people I'm hanging out with the other 6 days of the week. I need to hang out with people that I I don't know exactly what they're doing and the problems that they're facing as they try to work on them. So that's why I appreciate Swarm, and that's what I'm trying to do when I come here.
I come to Swarm for the community and seeing what's going on and getting involved. It's a great, safe way to get involved because you can sit back and watch if you want, or you can dive in as far as you want. And I really love that it's a huge experiment on how we can collectively combine our brains and produce something beautiful for the world. And I love that it's so organic and experimental, and we're trying different things, and every week it's different. So it's always exciting and new. So that's why I keep coming.
And once again, for me, it's about the interpersonal connections that we can make, and it's about an environment that we can, once we get rolling properly, will spur further innovation.
For me, it's about creating community and finding and creating shared vision.
Catalyst is about the people. It's about the community. It's about collaboration, and the Swarm sessions for me is one place where the discussions, the networking happens and taking place, and also where you get help and meet crazy but nice people.
I think Swarm is a place where you can always share your ideas, and you will always be listened, and you will always be able to learn something new, because every single time someone will share something amazing and you will be continually inspired.
Yeah, I pretty much, everyone took the words out of my mouth. Community, collaboration, learning something new every day. It's pretty inspiring to be part of this community. But yeah, I mean, every time I go to a party now, I realize that I don't want to be there. I just want to be talking about all the stuff that we talk about. So that's what keeps me coming back.
I come to Swarm sessions to listen and try to get an idea of the conversation that's going on at the ground level.
So I really enjoy just meeting everybody, being a part of the Cardano community in a lot of different ways. And I think even though I have zero technical skills, I love to come here every week and see all the amazing work that people are doing and share my ideas, you know, whether they're valuable or not, but it's always welcome, and everybody gets to feel heard and say what really matters to them. So even if you're scared, it's very welcoming, and it's awesome to come and participate.
Yeah, I come to Swarm to learn, and whenever I'm here, I always have my mind changed because of all the amazing input and different types of projects and different types of people, and there's always new people joining. So it's sort of it's very alive, and I appreciate that very much.
That's a great point. And it's also a place where we can come and things can break and it's still okay.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how it grows and adapts so fast, and then also gets aligned and just wants to do something together and share what they've learned. And great place to be.
Yeah, for me, Swarm is the best place to create similar goals.
I'll jump in here to offer a last thought. So what Swarm always comes down to for me, it's this, you know, digital experience where we can come in, be authentic, present, you know, who we really are, and the big things for me, the pillars are really connection and kind of inspiration. The other pillar for me is empowerment. I don't think anybody has hit on that one yet. But I love that, you know, there's collective ownership on this. You know, if you want to come in and share your vision about a project you're working on, or you just want to listen, or you want to try to drive something and actually build something together, you know, the space is open for people to do that. And one of the coolest things for me has been the fact that we have, you know, everybody getting involved with the hosting and the moderating, the fact that we have circles that are just driven by community interest and intent. And so that empowerment piece for me is another really, really awesome aspect.
Because for me, it's totally, you know, just to have a little voice in this whole big conversation, you know, like, you know, like we are here, you know, can you please acknowledge us and truly make us part of this governance thing. I mean, decentralization is hard. It's one of the things I almost say every day. It's like, how do we bring all these voices in without without clogging sort of the decision pipeline, right? We are trying to do something new, but we don't have the tools to do it yet. So in my mind, I'm hoping that with Swarm, we'll be able to find the tools to be able to do this new thing that we're trying to do. Thanks.
We hope that we caught your attention, and we would be very happy to see you in one of the Swarm sessions. So the Swarm sessions are each Saturday at 5 p.m. And these are just formats that show what is really going on in Project Catalyst and the whole swarm that is, and the different groups that are working each week very hard to achieve what is going on in the system. You can connect with us via the links that are posted right in the chat. So we have a Discord where we can chat about different proposals, ideas, and the communities. And then we have a website where you can directly go to the Zoom link on Saturday, and a YouTube where you can look at the previous session. So we hope to see you next time, and see you soon.
Yeah. Okay, anybody from the Swarm wants to kind of quickly, or not from the Swarm also. I mean, I guess maybe we're all the Swarm right now, but just make a quick comment about the video. I think there will be more room for more conversation, of course, on Saturday, and also in the open space right after. But it's like, if anybody wants to, like, I don't know, maybe someone it has a question or something or a comment.
Hey there, this is Michael Palmieri, and I'm beaming in from West Hollywood, California, and I'm excited to be part of this community. Raise my hand to offer myself to this community. I am a doctoral student at Columbia University, specializing in the training and development of entrepreneurs in the creative industries, which software and this aspect of technology falls under that realm. And I specialize in designing and producing accelerator and incubator programs, as well as I work in the entertainment industry. And one of the reasons that I love this community is because of its decentralized nature and its democratize all aspects of the human experience. I've been part of this community by investing in ADA since its inception. And one of the reasons why I chose ADA over other cryptocurrencies is because of its academic rigor and research rigor, which as a doctoral student, I appreciate. And my commitment to the community is really to demystify what this is, so that more and more people around the globe can actually capture the information and understand how this technology can make a difference in their everyday lives. I think that's still a barrier of entry for many people. And I think it's very important that we also do it in a way that we meet people where they're at, which is, I love the swarm idea. And I think part of it is, how can we add an additional component, which is to assess people's understanding of this space so that we can actually create community programs, educational modules to really bring people up to speed to what this is. I also speak several languages. I also think it's important that we democratize this process. English is not the only language that we use to empower people. Even though it is the dominant language in the planet, at least for now, I think it's important that we actually start considering breaking down these programs and these offerings into as many languages as possible. So this is, I think, the second or third Catalyst project community that I participated in. And I know that one of the questions was Zoom over Crowdcast. I prefer Zoom over Crowdcast. Crowdcast seems a little bit, well, Zoom works better for me. I'll just leave it there. So I don't know who in the community can reach out to me, but I hope that someone does, because I am excited about continuing to participate in this community. And I vote because I am a committed member of this community, and my intention is to continue to help delineate the future of this community and this project. So if there's anyone within the structure of Project Catalyst, or anyone that's working on projects that requires some of the services or the experience or the intersections that I can offer, please do so. Know that over the next 6 months, I'm actually committed to finishing my dissertation and graduating from Columbia. So my time will be limited between now and then, but know that come 2022, I'm looking to become a major player and contributor to this community. So thank you for the opportunity to let me speak.
Amazing. Thank you. I mean, thank you for coming forward. It takes courage to come and but just like come and give and offer what you have. So really thank you. I think in the and I'm sure you will find people who will reach out to you. I mean, maybe you should put up some kind of a contact details on chat to make it even easier. I think for the benefit of time, to give you more time to talk and discuss, I'm just gonna move forward. I think we're almost done. Just boring old slides. Okay, a bunch of links that you all know, probably. And yeah, and that's I mean, I think the time is come for me to move the facilitation to Francois. Just one thing is that I will probably have a room in the open space to do some Q&A in case somebody has questions about registration. But mostly I want to do a room about something we can do to raise participation numbers for fund for registration when we have just about 48 more hours of action. So Francois, the ball is in your hands. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dor. If you don't mind unsharing, thank you. And so my name's, for those who don't know me, my name is Francois Newcomb, and based in England, and I'm part of the Governance Alive. We're here partly, one of the things is to enable dialogue across the community, and especially looking at how we bring dialogue in a wider community. So we're looking at scale, because Cardano is growing into the, not just the hundreds as we are here, but the thousands, the 10,000s, the 100,000s, and so on. So I'm just going to just to hold on a second. Right. So this time we're going to run the open space in Zoom only, and together with a Google Doc, and I'm going to share the Google Doc in a minute. It will look like this, which is basically the same format we had before. Is there are no topic sets. You're the people who set the topics. What are you passionate about? What are the things you want to have a dialogue, a conversation about? But before that, I just want to briefly explain to you some of the functions of Zoom, especially the breakout rooms, because as you can see, there are rooms there on the left-hand side, and we're going to create breakout rooms in Zoom. Some of you are already familiar with that, but some of you may not. So I'm just going to briefly go through that with you. Sorry, wrong button. So this is a screenshot. It looks awful. This is a screenshot of Zoom and of the Zoom screen. Let me just get out of the way. And this is probably the way it's looking to you right now. And once I open the rooms are closed at the moment, but once I open the rooms, there'll be a new button showing up. Sorry, it's frozen. Oh no! Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Right.
Okay, looks like something broke, as promised.
Right. I was kicked out and I'm back.
Yay, that's good.
Not sure exactly why and what. Right, so now can you make me a co-host again, Danny, because I can't.
I think you're all set.
Right, okay, for some reason. Oh yeah, okay, there we are. Right. Right, okay, so first of all, I just want to point out, and this is important for people who have a poor connection. If you have a poor connection, you can actually do a combination of both the internet and a telephone at the same time. And there are more detailed instructions at the bottom of the document that I'll be sharing. But I just wanted to point out one feature, which is next to the mute unmute button, which is switch to phone audio. Because very often you get situations where you can't hear properly, it's breaking up and so on. And what this does is distributes the load between the visual on the internet and the audio on the phone. So I just wanted to point that out, and this is especially important where there's poor connection. And then what you do is then you first select the country you're in. It should normally automatically select it. You dial that number, you dial the meeting ID, it'll prompt you to do so, and then the participant ID. And as long as you're still on the screen and you're muted on the screen, then you can actually synchronize. It actually then synchronizes the two. So the breakout, so you won't see this at the moment, but the breakout room, once I open the rooms, there'll be a button, as you can see from the arrow, with the breakout rooms. So you click on that, and that will then open up a menu of rooms. And based on whatever topics you want to choose or want to attend, this is a flaw in Zoom in this new system, is that whenever there's a chat come up, it hides my being able to move to the next stage. This is still in beta mode, so that's a flaw that I'm. So right, okay. So I've jumped one. Yeah, so you choose the room you want to go to just by selecting the join of the room. That's very straightforward. If you're not sure which room you're in, you can see which room you're in at the very top left of the screen. To change rooms, if you want to change to a different room, you just go, you probably see where you are currently, and you just join a different room. It's fairly straightforward, and you can always see who else is in the room. And at the end, when you're finished, what I've just showed you allows you to go from room to room, from breakout room to breakout room. But if you want to come back to the main room, which is where we all are now, then you would actually leave the room. And when you press this button, you get the next button, which gives you a choice. If you leave the meeting, then you're completely out of this Zoom. But if you leave the breakout room, then it takes you back to the main room. So the key point is, if you want to come back to the main room, leave the breakout room, don't leave the meeting. And that brings you back to the main room, which would look then like this. Just go to quickly 2 minutes. This is annoying. I'm not convinced. So just go through the principles of open space without any description. I'm just going to go very quickly through them. Whoever comes are the right people. Whenever it starts is the right time. Wherever it happens is the right place. Whatever happens is the only thing that could have. And whenever it's over, it's over. And the law of 2 feet, which simply says, if you're not contributing or you're not learning from a session you're in, just move on to another one. That's perfectly legitimate in open space. Let's ignore that. There are 2 rows, the bumblebee, which goes from room to room, cross-pollinating different ideas, and the butterfly that just hangs out somewhere and attracts other people to him or herself. And with that, we'll go straight to the agenda setting. So I'm going to, it'll look like this. I'm going to put the link now in the chat so that we can all access it. And basically, those of you who want run a topic, or a conversation, you just go onto that document and you add it and you put your name in against a room number, and we'll have time. Actually, we're probably only going to run one session so that it doesn't go too late, but it'll be a full sort of 45 minutes. So let me put the link in the chat for you. All right. So I'm going to first stop sharing, otherwise right, chat. There we are. So when you click on that link, it'll bring you to that document you were just looking at in my background. And you can now put your topics in there. I think we can now unmute everybody, and so that you can also talk. And while you're putting those topics in, I'm going to set up the rooms.
All right, the mute restrictions are off. So now the room is in your hands, or voices.
Thank you, Francois. That was a great explanation. And don't worry about if something doesn't work, because that's the nature of what we are doing here. It's supposed not to work.
So thank you. Yeah, it's actually a new feature where you can put the slide in your background as opposed to put it in as sharing, but it's in beta mode. So, and the button to move from one slide to the next hides behind the chats that come up. So that's a slight flaw. Thank you. So as you're putting your topics in, if you just want to shout them out, so we can also hear them and not just read them, just shout them out and your name, but without any explanation. Otherwise, that will take too long.
Part Q&A with Dor, part discussion about how to bring more ADA holders to register in the next 2 days.
I think I'm gonna make a swarm room. So for you who have some questions, so just jump in and let's have a nice talk.
This is Kendrick Nelson in room 5. I'll discuss our Fund 4 project on diversifying voting influence.
Great topics here, guys. Really interesting stuff. I can see myself being a bumblebee, just floating around.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 topics over the 8 rooms. I'll open up 15 rooms, which means there are going to be some spare rooms. So in other words, if you decide you don't want to be in any of those, you could still go to another room, a spare room. As soon as I open, you won't be thrown into the room, which is the usual way that Zoom used to operate. You actually have to move yourself by pressing that button I showed you at the bottom, which will show up now because I'm now creating the rooms. And if you're ready, I'm going to open the rooms now for you to go in, and the floor is all yours. The space is open. Over to you. If there's anybody here who's dialing in, you can't move yourself, so you'll have to ask us to move you. Also, if you have an older version of Zoom, like over 6 months old, you may not be able to move yourself either. In that case, you'll have to ask us. But most people nowadays have got a current version of Zoom, so you should be able to move yourself.
Yeah, I'm seeing people move around, so that's cool.
Sorry?
I see people now start moving into the rooms. There's still a lot of that are just, I think, waiting to find the room.
Yeah, Daniel, I can find the link to the, I forgot the name of it. When you see the circles that you can move around.
So can you see at the bottom, where you see the mute in the mute and stop video? Can you to the left, to the right, you can see the leave button. Next to the leave button, there should be some other buttons. One of them should say breakout rooms. Can you see that?
No, I have just leave.
Okay, so I'm going to have to put. So maybe you've got an older version of Zoom. So
I have to get it. Okay, thank you. So last week I was able to do it. I don't know why to.
Oh, you are able to.
No, last week I was able to, but
we weren't using just Zoom. We were using a different something different, which.
And Francois, can you please move Ken Adams to room 4 because I'm not co-host. I can't.
Oh right. Oh, Danny, could you make the?
And also, Dor should be moved to room 4 actually. Dor should be moved to his own room.
Yeah, you can try now, Yuta. I gave you the code.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Dor is in 4. Sorry, who did you say I should move?
Ken Adams.
Ken Adams. Which room to?
4.
Okay, room 4.
And Ken is on the cell phone. That's why. So Ken, you also need to ask us when you are back and you want to change to a different room.
Sorry, he's already gone.
Yeah. That's good. We will find out.
one, which room did you want to go to?
Let's just start with 10.
Number 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
So
Anyone else needs to go somewhere and doesn't know, you can also write it in the chat and we will help you.
Super, thank you.
Hayden to room 4.
I see some of you probably joined just now. I saw you were in the waiting room. Welcome. If you're joining just right now, this room may be a little bit quiet because right now we're in a mode of breakout rooms. So people split into different rooms to discuss different topics. Maybe Francois or Yuta, if you can just drop the link for the chat topics that are discussed. And then you have on your bottom right of your client, if you're on the desktop, you will see like a button saying breakout rooms. And then you could just click on those that you would like to go pop in and, you know, maybe listen what they're talking about, perhaps add something into conversation or just hop around between different topics. And you can unmute yourself if you want to chat here as well.
Hi, could you move me to room 10?
who's that?
This is Jennifer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I remember you, Jennifer, from last week.
Yes. Hi.
Welcome
I had
back.
to leave early last week, but I'm enjoying this new format. Thank you.
Cool. So again, as Daniel said, so you can go to the link that you see in the chat, and I can also put it on in once again. You see what kind of sessions are going on, and you choose a session you want to go to by clicking on the breakout room and the number of the breakout room, or you just tell us which session you want to go to. And you can say it in the chat or unmute yourself and let us know.
I just realized I forgot to tell people that there are notes. I hope they...
You can also maybe broadcast.
Yeah, because...
Or is this too much disturbance?
Yeah, yeah, I won't broadcast, but I can go and see how many people are actually.
Right. Well, you or we can also go around because we want to maybe do that anyway and then say it in the chat.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Maybe that's better than the broadcast.
Yeah, that's what I.
What you had in mind.
Yeah. What Thank you. So I'm just. Let's see.
So the list of rooms you see in that document, it's on the first column, the numbers in red. So they are just numbered 1, 2, whatever. Okay, good. And then you see who is coming and if whatever, I guess.
So you two, will you stay here? I'm just going to go from room to room to make sure.
Yes, that's fine. Okay. Okay.
So I'll be back.
Yeah. And
everything all right, Danny, before I go?
Yeah, for sure. I'll probably hop around as well.
And Adam Catrini, we can let him in because I don't have a list of people who have been registered, but I guess everyone who has the link.
Yeah, it was the registration went to everyone. So before coming in, they had to actually register.
Right. Okay, that's
cool. Well, if it spins out of the, you have the co-host rules, so don't worry.
Yeah.
I don't think this week we have any worries on that front.
Yeah, that's true. With this amount of people.
Before I say that, I should go and check the rooms. Maybe it's chaos in there.
I don't think so. I think it will be fine.
There's nobody in room 1, by the way. Okay.
All right. I think since everyone is in their respective breakout rooms, I think for those viewers who are not with us directly in the Zoom and been joining through the YouTube, I think that's all we have for today. We hope to see you next time, perhaps in one of those Zoom rooms, so we can continue conversations later. And we appreciate you stopping here today. So thank you for coming by and have a great day till the next week. Bye-bye.